Listen, if you remove your bias to how much you might like her as an MC, you cannot deny that her brother is always in the right here. Like, she is never in the right. Yes, let's truly trust a pope named Sargon. That's not gonna bite us in the ass at some point. Truly! What could go wrong with a pope named Sargon and looks like that? He looks like all the fucking ogre kings, bro. The Lady of Beatons is here, bitch. Hey, about a swing! Why is this 2 in a row of people giving away their secret necklaces? Stop doing that! Yeah, can you really heal if, like, your brain explodes from going out of the ozone layer? Like, let's be real. She going for women, and I don't even blame her, to be honest. Like, the way she described is literally Prince Charming is her. So I'm gonna assume the whole, like, big sis is just, like, she looks at her as big sis, but, like, the harem maybe got a little more complex than we were first expecting, huh? That stat, you know, you could have probably done that a lot more peacefully, but at least the goddamn weapon's gonna survive. Oh, this show's wild. I'm not gonna lie, this might be one of the funniest turn of events that May I Ask for One Final Thing could have done. So Deanna gets introduced. She's supposed to be the one who keeps the barrier up. It's a whole chain of command. When one Deanna falls, another one takes her place. This one can't do a whole lot, but hey, you know what, we'll find a way to make it work, I'm sure. And she has seemingly zero interest in the male form, and to be honest, I can't even blame her. Like, let's keep it real. Like, her hatred probably stems from a pretty genuine place, but she's introduced to essentially the final boss. That being our prince. The prince is an interesting being because I think there's probably 0.1% of people who could stand him, that would unironically enjoy his presence. Thankfully, that person is standing next to him. And while, yes, she wants to kill him one step of the way, and then the other step, she's like, you know, he's kind of hot, I suppose. I'm gonna kill that bit. Oh, he's got a nice ass. I'm gonna slit his throat. You know, it's a bit of a tug of war of how she feels, but they're perfect for each other. I ship them hard. But at the end of the day, anyone else who has to interact with him is gonna have a few different reactions. Well, he's royalty, so we're gonna, you know, kiss the ground he walks on. We don't want to piss him off. But you never really know what their true feelings are. The other portion will probably legitimately just like him, say, oh, you know, he's the man for the job, blah, blah, blah. And then you're gonna have the other side be like, this is an arrogant prick. Can't even say they're wrong. Watching her, not only watching her hatred towards the prince, but seemingly her jealousy towards the prince, because while she's calling her big sis, I don't think they're actually related. I think it's just more of the case of like, hey, this is this older, you know, female figure in my life, and, you know, I kind of worship her. But when she starts, like, expressing her desires and what she sees in, like, a lover, she's essentially describing our girl. So, that's gonna be interesting. But I had a great time this week. I forget what the episode's called, but it's like, may I send a pig in the sky? I don't know, but it's something along those lines. I'm thinking, well, surely they're gonna live up to the name, and yeah, they did. It's now 2 episodes in a row, though, where the fat bastards stop the fight to say, here's my kryptonite. I know they haven't had a collective meeting to be like, hey, every time I keep getting beat by this woman, I'm telling her about my necklace, maybe don't do it. But you would think there'd be common sense. You would think that, like, a 4-year-old would have more common sense than to say, nah, 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 I can heal from injuries. She didn't even take it off from him either. She just sent him into the atmosphere. Team Rocket blasted his ass off again. Though, you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, right? Like, it's not good. But there's just some people that you just know are slimy. And, you know, if I was the Pope, right, I would not be a Pope in this world. There's, like, if you look a certain way, you can't get certain jobs. You're not going to be a school teacher. You shouldn't be the Pope. There's just certain, like, you got blessed with horrible genetics. And by blessed, I mean absolutely cursed. But goddamn. And then just seeing what they do with their power. Yeah, they live up to the imagery, and they're doing a disservice for don't judge a book by its cover, because goddamn. We are now, though, halfway through season 1. And it feels like just yesterday we started. Granted, it does help a little because we had the double episode premiere, but still, the show's flying by, and I like the presentation, I like the art style, and honestly, I like the dynamics between the characters, and to be honest, my favorite part of this entire show is her brother. As much as it's entertaining to see her beat the living shit out of people, or the constant tug of war of, are they into each other, does he just want to get stepped on, it's a fun game, right? But at the end of the day, it's her brother. Now, if her brother was on screen every single scene, maybe my tune would change, because they always leave me wanting more. I'm always like, I can't wait to see the next, scene with him. But it's just the concepts of like, he'll look at her dead in the face and say, you just want an excuse to beat someone's face up. And if you remove your bias, if you truly remove your bias and say, hey, I'm not looking at our MC as someone who entertains me because she beats up shitty people, and put yourself in the position of, my sister could get us all executed because powerful people will not like how she handles them. He's objectively in the right. And I think that's what's so funny, is rather than just being the straight man who's like, I hate you, sis, you're ruining it, he's got this comedic reaction of, oh my fucking god, I just cleaned up one mess and now 13 more are on my doorstep. Prince, have you decided to publicly announce you're marrying her yet? Because for the love of God, I can only clean up so many messes. And that is so funny and so fun to me. And honestly, if it gets to the point that he's in every other scene, I think we got at least a season's worth of content before I'd even change my tune that he's overstaying his welcome. He is absolutely fantastic. And the harem gets larger, the harem gets more insane. Like, we got introduced to one guy who immediately inserted himself, and the prince is like, back, pretty boy. So that's gonna be fun. We got a prince in another kingdom who got flown into a tree. There's a lot going on. And to be honest, you would really think it's Scarlet who's the biggest man-hater. No, it's Deanna. Can't even blame her, but there's plenty of men who want to get stepped on, so I guess in her books, that's okay. Not that she wants permission to do it, she'll just do it anyway, but, it is what it is. It's great, though. I like seeing, too, because they've done this thing over the course of the show where she keeps getting new nicknames like Bloodstained Queen or whatever they're calling her, right? So the fact that it's not just, like, the general public, like, as we're beating people up, they're like, wait a second, that's her? Oh, shit, we've heard about her. I like seeing that her name is actually spreading across the kingdom, which honestly in return makes the whole brother's fear way more believable, because everyone is learning more and more that this woman is a psychopath, and eventually rich people are going to be like, we gotta probably kill her before she beats us up or sends us into the stratosphere, right? So it's just, I don't know, it's competently written, it's funny as hell, and honestly it's dumb as hell, and it just blends it all so seamlessly. I love it. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of this week's episode? Definitely one of the more fun ones for me, but thoughts down below. Be sure to drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're on your Patrons, where you can catch those full live reactions to all this and more. And hey, I also like to give video shoutouts to my wonderful patrons. All right, so we got a bunch today. We got Furno19, Pixacaliber, Sign, Ashalith, Jesse Kent, Kyle Kolachuk, Marsh, Hunter D. Lupin, Cosmo Netto 140, Zeno, Yuki Ali, Rogue Knight, Stephen Thomas, MJ Minion, Azov Montgomery, Mig021, Durberg Jude, Third Dynasty, and Arter Kunha. We had to get through the whole list because it's the end of the month. Appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.